Ile event yenu iliendaje by then?
The walk. Ile ya kina Ubina. It went really well. So many people showed up. Mbona kukam?
Unajua mambo yangu wallahi.
Ilienda
Mambo yangu
fiti.
achana na mimi mambo yangu kifuatilia, to be honest it's inakuanga complicated. Niliona mlikuwa na ule jamaa the eagle guy. Ule jamaa
Alikuja kwa tent yetu. I imagine he won a land. I hope they give it to him. His kwetu ilikuwa PR.
he won what?
He got a land na wase waka pledge kumjengea nyumba ya mabati. So I hope
acha tu nicheke kwanza.
I hope itakuwa like something legit. Wait, can I get this video for my social media?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I get.
Okay.
Unless sasa uanze kunilipa, unajua production si.
Aje tena na
You
unafaa
gotta
kunilipa
pay me.
guest.
You gotta pay me. Niliona huyo jamaa with the eagles, and the first thing I could think is, why is this guy hurting those eagles, man?
Yeah, I told Ian the same thing because the wings, the reason why they're not flying away is because the wings are broken.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
The wings are broken because hata ukiangalia, it's like he was plucking them out. Those eagles zinakaa kama zinateseka bana. But anyway, it's bringing attention which is being converted into monetary value. Hey,
but the fact that he's still in the streets, man, it's still sad. People using him for clout. But anyway.
Lakini azin ukiangalia the social norm, it's sad, but apparently even though dunia ina work, however much
man society.
Kwa psychology ungeiwekaje?
Hivyo man society. Kwa psychology kuna hiyo hierarchy of needs. Everyone has their own hierarchy of needs. The highest hierarchy ni self-actualization. When you feel fulfilled and everything. The bottom, the basic needs. Food, shelter, etc. So on everyone's journey to hierarchy of needs, kuna hiyo concept ya I have to make it any way possible.
Ni kitu nadhani nikaa tuli-indoctrinatiwa tu ama conditioned is the word, sio? Hiyo kitu tuli-condition at a very young age.
And that's why you find most of the time watu wengi kwa families utasikia wase wanasema soma kwa bidii, white collar jobs, ukwe daktari, lawyer, no one says ukwe plumber, ukwe biashara yako, because we believe blue collar jobs are not it.
And think now, speaking about blue collar jobs, na hiyo rot inaanzianga straight from high school. Niambie mbona immediately after high school hatungeweza kusettle na jobs kama security guard, because it makes sense ukitoka tu high school since unatafuta uni na nini, hatunge settle for jobs kama security guard ama on the other end like this kinyozi unachikiza ma skills ndogo ndogo tungeanza nazo immediately after high school, because the only stigma ilikuwa tu msee umetoka high school ni college, that's it. Ama college hakukuwa na yule story ya by the way you need like a side gig. Hiyo kitu ilikuwa imekanyagiwa kabisa. And ukiangalia the culture abroad, hawadhara wengi hizo blue collar at all. In fact, hizo ndo zinakumekia do. So hiyo conditioning is part of the problem. Na mi naona mostly it's the teachers wenye wako na ujinga. Because tulikuwa tunaongea na Dante hapa juzi. The same teachers wanatuambia how to go about life ni the same dudes wali score D na E in school. Unaona, so those are the personalities we are dealing with to shape our future.
But now, it's funny you're saying the teachers, but do you know the first school we ever attend is the house, the family. So before you go to the school, kuna vitu umelearn kutoka home we mwenyewe. So it's not, I wouldn't say the teachers per se. I would say also our home setup, our family and everything. Because sasa tukiongelea psychology, because najua umeniita hapa juu ya hiyo. There's something we call core beliefs. Core beliefs in layman's term are the glasses we use to see life with. Right? So these are things na zinakuwaga depicted from experiences we've gotten throughout life. and the first experience you normally get is in the house, home. Interesting enough, if you don't mind me going a little bit deep, interesting enough, there are different schools of development. Kuna psychosocial na psychosexual. In all these things, in all these schools of, development, these are different, yes, but the main thing wako nayo in common is the fact that from age 0 all the way to the time you die, age 0 to around 10 had a very big impact in shaping your personality. Because most of the time utasikizaji akisema ni mtoto hata kumbuka hajui. But if something happens to you between, let me give you an example. Let me use psychosexual. Sigmund stated from age 0 to 2, hiyo ni ile age yenye mtoi ananyonya. So Sigmund was considered above. So for him, he said, our personalities are derived from our sexual desires. So he stated from age 0 to 2, the kid's sexual desire is around the mouth. And that's when unaga mtoto hiyo age, kila kitu anashika, anarusha kwa mdomo. And he said, if this stage is under gratified, there are certain fixations that zita happen later on in life. Under gratified inamaanisha maybe mtoi haukuacha mtoto anyonye, ulimwachisha maybe at age 1 year ama a few months, so haku complete the whole 2 years plus or something, so iko under gratified. So he said later on in life atakuwa na personality issues
just from breastfeeding. Ama ile point yenye you see kids are given pacifiers to satisfy that. Most people think it's because ya mtoto anamea meno. Yes, that is one of it, but also to satisfy that urge, the sexual gratification, right? But then again, utana mtoto anarusha vitu, haujamnunulia toys za kucheza nazo zenye maybe ni sanitary, unashinda tu kumwambia acha or something. So later on in life, it causes a fixation. And that fixation is now is termed as personality. One of it is addiction. Okay. You know I'm smiling.
Why?
Then tunakumbuka ile story ya Rapture alikuja hapa akasema wale wazee wanapenda kunyonya matiti. Sylvester, but the thing is, like actually there are dudes who like wanapenda kunyonya matiti, especially with what do you call them?
Lactating moms.
That's the word, sio? So the moment umesema hiyo maskini ya Mungu, I don't know why I feel the need of putting humor in every dark situation. But anyway, that's the thing. Alikuwa natuambia, there was this dude mwenye even at 7 years old alikuwa nanyonya bado. And then there's also this other comedian, stamtaja kwa this section because alitajwa huko that alikuanga na a night out na a lady, and apparently hiyo ndio ilikuanga form yake ya kunyonya matiti. So hii yote it's a tunasema it's hiyo unasema
aje under gratified,
no, yeah, gratified. What do you call it again?
It causes a fixation. So fixation.
No, what do you call it?
Under gratified na over gratified. Under gratified inamaanisha you didn't get it enough. Over gratified inamaanisha you exceeded the kiasi ambayo inahitajika. Everything in life needs moderation. So ukipitisha moderation inakuwa over gratified.
So you're under gratified. Might lead to perversion.
Exactly. Actually, interesting enough, he even stated it, Sigmund stated it, that if this stage is under-gratified or over-gratified, later on in life, it might cause fixations. And one of those fixations, other than addiction, ni addiction to oral sex. Your over excitement kwa boobs and everything. So, yeah.
Okay. That's one way of looking at it. That's one way. Ni kama ukiongea, the moment ukiongea, I think kuna jamii ujieka in that position. It's like I'm self-diagnosing myself ukiongea. So personally, mimi nilipelekwa boarding at a very young age. Right? I can call myself an under-gratified person ikikam kwa wazazi. You see?
Because what was under-gratified?
One way, siku grown up both parents. You see, my mom wasn't there. My dad was there. But technically, alikuwa tu hapo ya, well, you need school fees, here is, enda pale. Most of the time, alikuwanga job na kila kitu. So it's technically siblings do alikuwanga around, neza sema hivyo. You understand? however much in this scenario naona I am not a person who I guess ni juu ya OCD yangu ama I am not in for oral stuff. Understand? Ile the self diagnosis nimejifanyia that is related to the mind ama mentality. Hiyo OCD I think niko na shida ya OCD and I wouldn't want to change it, to be honest. It's like mi naona it's like a superpower, like inaniokoleanga because the thing is when I'm fixated on a certain thing, do you know kuna time nikisema kesho nikiamka 4 I really don't need an alarm for that. Like I will literally wake up at 4. Nikisema it's 5, it's 6, hiyo ndo ile time ndaamka and it's like I really don't need an alarm for that.
So I'll talk to you about two things that you may mention. One is OCD. I was laughing because right after the oral stage is the anal stage.
What stage?
Anal stage. So anal stage is a stage where the kid is potty training. Anafunzwa kutumia potty and whatnot, and it's stated if this stage is undergratified or overgratified, it might cause OCD later on in life. So that's why I was smiling.
Walai.
Yes.
God damn it.
But now, but still, there are other things that might cause it later on. Like I said, core beliefs are experiences you've gotten from life. So the first experiences are from age 0, moving onwards. So maybe later on in life, something happened that triggered your OCD.
Let me tell you what triggered my OCD. Unachiki ukiwalk on those concrete pavements zinakuanga divided. You know where I'm going with this. Like hautaki kukanyaga hizo lines.
And then unafikiria ukikanyaga hiyo line something bad will happen.
So in my mind, hizo lines I'm like Nasir, ukikanyaga hiyo line, one of your beloved people is going to die. Mpaka leo as nikitembea on my way to studio unajua Thika Road inakuanga na hizo lined pavement, so I'm like, whoop, skipped one. Hiyo ni moto, skipped one. Like
the lava thing.
I still have that thing mpaka sahizi as an adult. However, if something like from your psychology profession, if something hata kama ni OCD na kitu ikiokolea mtu ina play at a big advantage to his life, ni kitu inafaa kuguzwa, kutampariwa ama kuenda therapy ama unafaa tu kuacha tu mtu akwetu exactly the way he is.
So when it comes to psychology ama psychiatry, there's something we call the normalcy curves. So it's stated if something is normal or abnormal. So if something is abnormal, it's abnormal only when it interferes with your day-to-day life. I'll give an example. And please, if you feel like you have a problem, just go get seek help. But I'll just give an example. Let's say when mse wa kuamka asubuhi unakunywa you know a pombe, right? But then it's not affecting your day-to-day. You don't feel like I must take a shot for me to work or lazima nivute bangi ndio nifanye. Because unajua kuna wase wanasemaga siwezi concentrate bila kuvuta bangi ama siwezi concentrate bila kukunywa pombe. That is an addiction because you're basing your activities to the substance. But if it's not affecting your day-to-day and you can operate, you can wake up, fanya kazi zako and everything without necessarily depending on the substance, then uko sawa. So abnormality inakujaga whereby it's affecting your day-to-day. Small things like, let's say, stress. Stresses are things that happen on our lives kila siku, right? But it comes an issue when it's affecting things that you enjoyed doing, your interest in things zinaanza kwenda chini. Kama ni kwenda job ulikuwa unaamka tu fiti, but sasa una feel ni kama unasukumwa and everything, you start losing interest to certain things, then that means it's starting to move into the abnormality curve. And also stress, at times I feel like things like stress and depression at times we abuse a lot because for you to be clinically diagnosed with depression or let's say stress, you need to have gone through the same symptoms for 2 weeks. Meaning kama ni kuamka na lose interest, this needs to have happened for 2 weeks consecutive. Sasa umeamka leo, kesho uko fiti, kesho kutu uko fiti. Hiyo time nyingine umeamka unasikia uko sijui moody. It needs to have gone on for at least 2 weeks consecutive. And when you look at your life, it's never like that. You'll have a bad day today, tomorrow itakuwa fiti, the other day itakuwa fiti. I don't know if you're getting where I'm going with this. So yeah, when it comes to stress, these are day-to-day experiences that we get, but there is a curve whereby now we start slipping into the abnormality. And the only time we get into that, best way to describe it is when it affects your day to day. You can't function because of XYZ, then it becomes abnormal, or it's considered a condition or an issue.
Mental health pali, research ya mental health saizi pali imefika, ama where the awareness imefika.
Excuse me.
Imefika a place whereby we can diagnose women properly and men properly in this sense. Both men and women wanakuanga na their own, what do you call it, their own triggers. Ikikam kwa emotions, bado the hormonal balances plays a role na kila kitu, sindio? So kwa profession yako, there's a way to go about men's mental health na iko na script, ama bado hamjafika hiyo, you have not narrowed it down to a point that mkasema okay fine, according to the 100-year research, this is how mental health patterns za wanaume ziko, and this is how mental health patterns za wanawake ziko. You see, the reason why I'm saying that is I'm very curious. Now, with time tukichill na mi uta understand to how curious I am. There is this lady called Barbara O'Neill, talked about how the sperm is a foreign entity to a woman's body, right?
And it's fought.
And it's what?
It's fought.
Yeah, and it's fought. Umecheki hiyo kitu? So the amount of, kama let's say if a woman has multiple partners, and these multiple partners are coming inside her, these are different foreign entities, sio? Akasema iko likelihood kuharibu mwili yake. And then I pieced another puzzle kuangalia the women in the porn industry, sio? Like they go through a lot, acha tuseme tu hivyo. So na ukiangalia the stats in this industry, it's the women who are killing themselves mostly compared to men, because technically wanaume wanachanga hiyo biz the moment they lose interest. Inawaharibu, but not as damaging as the women, you see, because now there are a lot of factors, especially sexually, that can drive a woman insane. You see, there's a pimp called Iceberg Slim. Dave Chappelle aliongea juu yake akisema vile alikuanga na how he used to pick up ladies. Alikuwa na pick up a young girl, alikuwa nasema this one after X amount of customers she loses it. So now back to the question, kuna venye narrow down that research mkasema this is how mental health ya wanaume iko na this is how mental health ya wanawake iko, and different tackles.
So I don't know much about the porn industry, but I'll give you
but you do know porn?
Yes, I do know porn, but I don't know much. I know of a pimp named Slickback from Boondocks.
Okay.
But I'll give you an example of suicide. When it comes to suicidal cases, there's a study that shows 75% that of people worldwide that die by suicide are men.
Okay. So
that's already categorizing how mental health affects men and how it affects women. But that is who die or complete suicide, right? But then again, majority of that number of suicidal ideations are women, right? But women, the numbers zina reduce ikikuja kwa full actualization of suicide.
So they think about it a lot.
They do think about it a lot, yes.
But actualizing
it's the men that actualize it more.
Jeez.
Right? So now you, as a mental health professional, of course, you'll start wondering, what is the difference, right? I'll give you an example. Ukipata maybe ni dem, let's say amedecide anataka kujirusha kutoka KCC. The minute ameingia KCC, wachi mwenye atapatana naye atamwambia, manze, can you imagine this and this happened? And the first floor, apate mtu mwingine. I open up, aongee tu. Hivyo by the time anafika 26th floor, anajiuliza, nadu hiyo kitu ishamtoka. But then again, when you look at men, and I also feel like this is also societal perceptions that we have when it comes to men. Wanaume wahujiekea vitu. By the time wanaume anaongea ama ana seek help is when it's already extreme. you know. And men, what I came to realize in this career is men are more of solution based. And that's why you'll find very few men go for therapy. Because wanna believe when they come to us for therapy, tutaanza kupiga story talk therapy.
You're right, and I'm one of them.
But now you see, personally, therapists are very different. And that's why I normally tell people, every time you're seeking a therapist, get a therapist that you have a good rapport with, a therapist that understands you. You know, therapist is not like one material cut to fit all. You need to find one that, you know, you have a good rapport with. Because me, when I was starting, it was like that. I would start sessions with a man, and then 3 sessions in, 4 sessions in, they're not coming for follow-up sessions. Then I started asking myself, what's the issue? Then I came to realize men are more of solution-based.
You're right.
History, kupiga story, men are not for that. So personally, what I do is, when it comes to therapy, the first session is, of course, consultation. Why are you coming for therapy? Understand the chief complaint, main reason why you're here, so that I can formulate a treatment plan. And then from there, for other people, we'll do the whole goal setting, what are your goals for therapy and everything. So when you're doing those goal setting, I really listen to what this man wants. Issue yako ni nai, what do you want? Let's say I'm a lose job. Na nataka find a way to support the family, financial and everything. So we start finding solutions from there. Hizi stories zingine zita come in form of us finding solution. As much as we'll do talk therapy, the talk therapy we'll be doing will be based on the actual issue.
But can the therapist actually solve this case problem?
Sorry?
Can the therapist, here's the thing, wacha nipatie tu case study yangu, yeah?